He walked onto the America's Got Talent stage with nothing but a microphone and a quiet smile, and Simon Cowell whispered, "He's just a karaoke singer." No one knew that in a few minutes, he would shatter expectations and leave the entire audience in stunned silence. If you love moments that make you believe in magic, hit that subscribe button now and join the journey. The bright lights of the America's Got Talent stage illuminated the nervous young man as he stepped forward. His name was Daniel, a 28-year-old from a small town in Ohio, and he had been singing in local bars and karaoke nights for years. To anyone watching, he seemed ordinary, almost unremarkable. His clothes were simple, his posture slightly hesitant, and his hands trembled ever so slightly as he adjusted the microphone. The audience clapped politely, curious but not yet inspired. Simon Cowell leaned forward, a skeptical look on his face. "So, you're a karaoke singer?" he asked, his tone polite but tinged with doubt. Daniel nodded, admitting the truth with a shy grin. "Yes, sir. I love singing. It's my passion, even if it's just karaoke." The other judges exchanged subtle glances, some nodding politely, others holding back smirks. To them, this was just another contestant with a love for performing, nothing extraordinary. But Daniel had a story that went far deeper than the stage. Growing up in a small town, he had faced countless challenges. His father had left when he was a boy, and his mother worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. Music had been his escape, a secret sanctuary where he could pour all his emotions and dreams. Every night at karaoke, he practiced songs from old musicals, pop hits, and soulful ballads. His voice had the power to move anyone, but until now, he had never shared it with the world beyond local crowds. As the first note left his lips, there was a moment of silence, a pause that hung in the air like anticipation before a storm. The judges exchanged glances. This was not the karaoke voice they expected. Daniel's voice carried a richness, a clarity, and an emotional depth that made the audience sit up straight. Every word he sang seemed to tell a story of struggle, hope, and resilience. Simon's eyebrows rose, a flicker of surprise breaking through his skeptical demeanor. Midway through the song, a twist of melody caught everyone off guard. Daniel shifted seamlessly into a powerful operatic range, something no one had anticipated. The audience gasped, the judges leaned forward, and even the camera seemed to linger on his face in awe. The quiet young man who looked like a small-town singer had transformed into a powerhouse vocalist in the span of a few bars. The energy in the theater was electric. Daniel's performance wasn't just about hitting notes, it was about storytelling. His voice carried the pain of his past, the joy of small victories, and the unwavering hope that dreams could come true. The audience erupted in cheers, standing in unison, caught in a wave of raw emotion. Simon Cowell's usual stern expression softened, replaced by genuine astonishment. "I did not expect that," he admitted, his voice cracking slightly with emotion. "That was extraordinary. That was world-class." But just when the audience thought they had seen the full story, Daniel delivered the final twist. The song he chose was one that mirrored his own journey, combining elements of pop, classical, and heartfelt storytelling. He ended on a note so high, so pure, that it resonated throughout the theater, leaving a lingering echo of awe. The applause was deafening, a standing ovation that seemed to shake the very walls of the stage. The judges were speechless, some wiping tears from their eyes. Behind the scenes, Daniel reflected on the journey that had brought him to this moment. The countless nights practicing alone, the moments of self-doubt, and the fear of failure had all led him here. He realized that this stage was not just about winning a competition, it was about proving to himself and the world that ordinary beginnings could lead to extraordinary outcomes. The voting lines were flooded with fans. Comments streamed in on social media, praising the young man who defied expectations. The story of Daniel was more than a performance, it was an inspiration. People connected with his authenticity, his vulnerability, and his undeniable talent. It reminded everyone that sometimes the quietest voices carry the loudest messages. After the performance, Simon Cowell approached him with a genuine smile. "Daniel, you just redefined what it means to be a singer," he said. "People will remember this moment forever." Daniel, still breathless and overwhelmed, nodded, understanding the gravity of what had just happened. This was no longer just a stage or a competition, this was a turning point in his life. The episode quickly went viral. Clips of his performance spread across the internet, sparking discussions, reactions, and fan videos. People from all over the country shared their admiration for the young man who had shocked everyone, proving that labels like karaoke singer could never define true talent. In the weeks that followed, Daniel received invitations to perform on television, at charity events, and even collaborations with established artists. But he remained humble, always remembering where he came from and the journey that had led him here. He continued to inspire others, encouraging young singers and dreamers to pursue their passion relentlessly, no matter how small or ordinary their beginnings seemed. Through it all, Daniel never forgot the moment when doubt filled the room and skepticism hung in the air. He remembered the sharp whisper of Simon Cowell and the quiet anticipation of the audience. It was in that moment that he transformed, not just as a singer, but as a symbol of hope, resilience, and the unexpected power that lies within ordinary people. As the story concludes, remember that anyone can surprise the world. Every voice has a story, every dream has potential, and every small beginning can lead to extraordinary outcomes. If this story inspired you, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who needs a little magic in their day. Now, I want to know, from which part of the country are you watching this video? Drop your location in the comments so we can celebrate your story too.